Hi, Jerry Kaifetz here with Omega Chemical. I'd like to talk to you today about a term that I heard in a conversation that I was having with one of my customers the other day, who was trying to tell me the difference between our chemicals and everybody else's. And finally he came up with a term that I think just hit the nail on the head. And this isn't a term that I came up with. This is a term from our friend Tom with Truck Washing Services out there in Pennsylvania. And Tom said, Jerry, what you have going for you is the wow factor. The wow factor. And I said, well, I think I know what you mean, Tom, but tell me. And he said, our customers come out, they look at the fleets when we're done washing them, and they don't just go, yeah, that looks pretty good, or yeah, there's some clean trucks. He said, they go, wow, wow. Now what is it? What is it that causes people to react this way? What is it that has caused so many of you, our customers, to take pictures of what you've washed and to send it to us and to say, look at these trucks. We've never seen them this clean. Our customers have never seen them this clean, and we've never gotten them this clean this easily. Not that truck washing is easy, but there's a whole great big level of difference between working your tail off and dragging home at the end of the day and washing 2 or 3 trucks an hour and washing acres of trucks in a day and making several times the money that you were before. How do you accomplish that? What is it that causes that to happen? Is it the chemicals? Well, I believe it is the chemicals, and that comes from 10 years of experience on the end of the wand and 15, 20 years of experience making truck washing chemicals. There are 2 kinds of truck washers, 2 kinds. There's the guy that works hard and makes a living. He makes wages and he works hard. And the dirt is his enemy, the road film is his enemy, and he works his tail off to get it off. And when he's done, he's got a clean truck. Then there's the truck washer who works smart. And his level of income is on the level of a professional. When I was washing trucks back in the 80s, we were making $75 to $125 an hour. I had a good friend who was an attorney, and that's what he made. And I was pretty proud of myself for the fact that I was making that kind of money. That is a professional level of income back then, and that was 20 plus years ago. And if I were out there today, I'd be making more. And the reason is because I've got chemicals that do the work for me. Let me tell you 2 things that distinguish truck washing from car washing. And the problem with truck washers out there who are doing the best they can but who are only making wages is that they're approaching the task of washing trucks, fleet washing, with car washing technology. And what is car washing technology? That's trench warfare against the dirt. That's scrubbing it, that's brushing it, that's wearing it off. And as the dirt wears off, you wear down. That's what we want you to avoid. And that's what we can help you to avoid 100%. No question about it. And our customers all over these videos are saying the same thing, so you don't have to take my word for it. There are 2 facts that you have to understand when it comes to understanding how truck washing is different from car washing, and how you have to have a different technology, and especially how you have to have different chemicals, and if you do, you'll get different results. The first is the paint. What is the surface? What is it that that film, that dirt, is clinging to on the surface of that vehicle? What kind of paint is it? Well, with a car, it's enamel paint. It's got clear coat over it, and the dirt has a foothold on that. That's number 1. With trucks, it's what's called, this is a trade name, but it's a DuPont paint. They invented it. It's called Imron paint, and it's a 2-part epoxy paint. It's paint with hardener in it. It's epoxy glue with pigment in it, if you will. So it is tough. It is tough as nails. So if the paint is that tough, why would you want to use a mild chemical on it that's going to put the burden of work on you? That doesn't make sense. That absolutely doesn't make sense. And our chemicals, our truck washing line of products reflect that. They reflect the fact that you have to be chemically dynamic, chemically aggressive, chemically smart. You have to defeat that road film on the molecular level. The second thing that you have to understand is that a car gets washed about every 275, 300 miles. A truck gets washed about every 7,500 to 9,000 miles. What does that mean? It means the dirt has an entirely different grip on the surface of the vehicle. And it is a way, way, way tougher grip. You're not going to get it off with car washing chemicals. I don't care what the label says. If you're talking a pH of 9, 10, 11 on your alkalis, if you're talking a pH of 2, 3 on your acids, you got car washing chemicals. We make car washing chemicals, so I know what they are and I know what the difference is. Okay? That puts the burden of working hard on you. We want that burden to be on our chemicals. Okay, so you can go faster and so you can wash cleaner, and that's what we promise. So how do we defeat that bond? Well, we defeat that bond chemically. Okay, we create a chemical bond, very, very simple here. I mean, the logic is so simple. We create a chemical bond that is stronger than the bond that road film, oxidation, first stage of rust, has on the surface of the vehicle. And when that happens, that film, I don't care how dirty it looks, I don't care how long it's been on there, I don't care how long since that truck has been washed, when that bond understands that it has lost the chemical war, it just says, I give up, I have to let go. I have to let go of my grip on this surface because the grip of this polymer molecule, chain molecule that has got me now is stronger than my grip on the surface. Goodbye surface, and off it comes. That's why I always say, when you've done that, when you've defeated the dirt and the film chemically, you can rinse it with low pressure. If your machine quits and it starts raining, when it quits raining, you're going to have a clean truck. You don't wash with pressure. You rinse with pressure. And because of that, volume is more important than pressure, gallons per minute. So then the process of defeating that bond is a chemical process. You either succeed, you either have that right chemical bond, or you don't. If you don't, it's trench warfare. You're going to have to wear that dirt off and wear yourself out in the process and wear your brushes out in the process. And the higher you go on the surface of a vehicle, the less pressure you can put with that brush, and so the more you see brush marks. And it's a vicious circle, and it affects the quality of your work, it affects your reputation, as opposed to working smart. Now, what happens when you add to that what we call the satin shine of many of our aluminum brighteners? Safety Bright, AB55 brightener, Citra Bright. We invented citrus brighteners. Our Safety Bright was the first true citrus brightener in the United States that we know of back in the 80s. And what we did is we created brighteners that give what we call the satin shine, the shine with a twinkle in it, as opposed to your conventional drive-through truck wash brighteners that whiten aluminum. They just bleach aluminum out. Is it clean? Yeah, it's clean. Does it look like shiny aluminum? No, that's the last thing in the world it looks like. So our brighteners, when you add to this wow factor, the satin shine of our brighteners, you get customers that come out and look at these fleets and just shake your hand. That's what they do. I remember one time I was in the middle of a big yard of trucks back in the middle to late 80s. The vice president of this company that I was washing for used to make trips out there every few months just to fire people in mass, you know. And so there I was in the middle of this truck lot, just finished washing this gray Peterbilt tractor, and he's walking toward me, and I just thought, that's it, I'm done, I'm getting fired. And here's a guy who had fired probably 15 people that day, comes up to me, looks at the truck, puts his arm on my shoulder, and he says, "You are to be commended for your work." And he walked away. And I looked at that truck, and I just thought, it's a pretty clean truck. I guess he likes it. And the reason he liked it was because of the wow factor. And when we realized what we had with these chemicals that we were making for ourselves, for our own truck washing company, Budget Mobile Truck Wash in the Chicago area, back in the 80s, then we realized, listen, we got something here and nobody else has it. So we started marketing it, customers found us, and as they say, you know, the rest is history, with all due modesty. So the wow factor then, what does the wow factor do for you? First of all, it builds you a reputation that distinguishes you in your market. Okay, other people are getting trucks clean, maybe. We used to go around and get all the accounts we want, and we'd hear the same thing time after time after time. We got a guy now, we're not happy with him. Okay, that's going on out there. Once you got the wow factor going for you, once you're cleaning on a molecular level, once you've thrown your brushes away, You can get all the customers you want, but your accounts are secure. When the next guy comes in, what they're going to say is, yeah, we got a guy here and we're real happy with him and he's not going anywhere. So you build a reputation that distinguishes you in your market, and you get customer loyalty, customer security. That's what the wow factor does for you. And then I think one of the most important things is it gives you professional pride. It gives you a pride in your work because you know you're top dog. I mean, nobody's producing on your level in your region, and that's a good feeling. And the other thing that it gives you is economy. You're going to go much faster, so you're going to go through larger fleets in a shorter amount of time, and we hear that every single week from our customers. I had 2 guys that were brushing, don't need them anymore. We were washing trucks, big nasty garbage trucks in 45 minutes to an hour, now 20 minutes apiece with the Magnum K. 30 to 1, no brushing. We hear that all the time. And we get pictures, and you can see these pictures of these waste management trucks, the green and yellow trucks. And look at the aluminum. Look at the surface of that vehicle. I'd put a sandwich on there and set it down and then come back and eat it. I would. I mean, they just look that clean. And if you see the before and after, the before is not filthy, dirty, nasty, but it's what I call extreme dinginess, real dinginess, because that surface hasn't seen the light of day truly in a long time. So there you go. It's the wow factor. We thank our friend Tom with Truck Washing Services in Pennsylvania for coming up with that term. It's a great term because it says what our chemicals do. They will give you, put at your disposal, the wow factor, and the wow factor will do good things for your business. This is Jerry Kaifetz with Omega Chemicals.